bad news, rubbish movies, nothing to watch on TV. What shall we do? Shall we play something? Right, you guys, did you hear that? They want to play something. Let's go! Quickly, we gotta get up here. No stragglers. Oh, blast. Uh-oh. I made it. Hello everyone and welcome to Game Club. And today we'll be playing Hit the Road, won't we, Quacks? Yes, will we? I guess so, yes. Hit the Road! So just to do the unboxing of Hit the Road, right, firstly just to say it's got this great sort of design, this kind of faux game, travel game box thing. If you see, it's originally called Hit the Road, now it's Hit the Road. No more TV, and I had this My Zombie game, which should, instead of saying My Travel game. And there we've got inside, then we've got the lovely little book, which is the Hit the Road rulebook, which is very, very well written. Probably one of the better written instruction guides. Now, I'll show a quirk in just a second with this, but firstly, before I get to that, there's your round or bid marker. There's one of the survivors there, seems to have escaped his own box. Then you've got the players, the red, yellow, green and blue, yep. Then we've got the special tokens and also the other tokens, which we'll go for in a minute, but there is adrenaline, there's bullets, and then there should be gas as well in there somewhere. Yep, there just says gas there, that's the red. We've got the cards, which we'll get to later. The car keys, which we'll talk about as well. Then we've got these special cards as well, which I think there's a few down there. Then we've got the zombies and the bid tokens. We've got the survivors, which I will return that other survivor to. Then we've got the dice, which are very, very useful. Horde dice are in red, normal dice are in black. Then we've got these lovely little prop stuff as well, which signifies the player number, which is very good as well. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then we've got some additional bits there which are quite tongue-in-cheek, which I'll go for in just a second. These are the the more than 2 player cards. But these are the, if you see, you've got Ticket to Ride, CIA, interesting, Dixit, and then I'm not sure what card that is, but that's also very good as well. Anyway, join us as we play Ticket to Ride. Wait 1 second, I missed showing you the one thing I was going to show you. A slight quirk with it. I'll just take this all out and I can show you. Apologies, I almost missed showing this. Right, so if you look on the box here, it says 2 to 4 players aged 8 up. Now that actually is from an old game. It's actually not to do with our friend here, Hit the Road. Hit the Road, however, is a 1 to 4 player game, about 60 minutes, 12 plus. So now join us as we play Hit the Road. Right, so we're about ready to set up the human on human cannonball action. Cannonball. Simon, how do you say this word? It's cannonball. Cannonball. Can I just say zombie? Everyone, Quacko's sitting in. He's sitting over there. Quack, say hello. Going that way. Hello, it's me, Cracker. Yes, I'm here. Yes, okay. So, as Cracker said, I'm going to show you how it's set up. Right. Special tokens, which I won't go into in too much detail now, but they need to be put here. Just lay them out. There's some doubles, which are the radiation ones and the maps, and then the rest are singles. The most important one being Molotov cocktail, because that's the most useful one, and then of course this person one. Your little survivors, here. I'll take 3 to go with me on this journey. 3 survivors. And me, I've chosen little red meeple, which will go here. I'll keep some other survivors just in case I meet any along the way. Dice, split them obviously into black and red. These are your little zombie friends. We'll keep those in a pile there because they will turn up every so often, as zombies do. Now, this marker here actually marks the bids, but for me, it's going to mark the rounds, the 8 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starts on the 3. Then we've got our first pack, first deck. Now, remember to go through both the first and second decks and remove any cards with these Q, J, K, A symbols. And same again with the second set as well, because they are for more than one player. And I'll just shuffle all these. 1, and then of course third pack, which looks like that. And then you take the third pack, you put the second pack on top of it once it's shuffled, and then I'll just shuffle the first pack as well. Right, so they're now ready. Now, cast your attention over here. I've got 4 of these, which are the bullets or ammunition. 4 of these, which are adrenaline or energy, and 4 of these, which are, as a gas, as you can imagine, it's gas. And of course, on each turn, you will receive more or less, dependent. Just gonna put all the special cards back into the box. Right. I've also got a pool of them here for where I get some, obviously, and then I've also got. Well, I think that's it. We're pretty much ready to go. Quacks, do you want to add anything to any of that, or is there nothing you want to add? Nothing really. Only thing I can say is I really like the little black figures here. I think they're very good. The what are they called? Human eaters, zombies. Yeah, zombies, whatever. Human eaters. They're very well, funny, good, hopeful. You guys eat enough of us, so all right, get out of it now. Fine. Right, we're going to get on with it. Quacks is going to go away. You can just see his little orange foot there. He's a love, really. He really is. Anyway, so what you do is very simple. You start the round. Place your guys here, so you've got them in front of you, and then you need to draw. This is, remember, solo, so it's 2, 4, 6 cards, 2 on each line. First line is going to be completely covered. Second line, you're going to open up one of them, cover the other. Third line, you open both of them. Now, you get to choose which one you want to play. I think you can't see it, so I'm just going to move this up a little bit so you can see what cards I've got. Okay, and then these 2 as well. Just see them in. So, if you take the top, which are the obscured or not turned over cards, you can take 2 of any of these to compensate for whatever might be behind there. If you take on the one that is 1 turned over, 1 not turned over, you can take none. It's basically you don't have to give or take. And if you take the ones which are both shown, you have to give 2 of your tokens. Now, the way I play it is always the same. See, when I talk about this, I always talk about my strategy because that's only fair, I think. What do you think, Quacks? Yes, I agree. That's kind of fair, yeah. Fair, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, fine, alright, fine. So anyway, so my strategy is always the same, which is that I've got to decide, you know, which was best for me. And at this point, because I've got so little supplies, I will go for the option of gaining the supplies, which I think is logical. And I think that Quacko generally plays the same. Do I? Oh yeah, of course, yes. I like it when the humans get eaten. Yeah, alright mate, fine. Gotta love Quacko. Anyway, so I'm going to take 1 adrenaline, because they always prove useful, and 1 ammo, because that always proves useful. And hopefully I won't have to be fighting any zombies. So, first one turned over. Oh, look at that. Some sweet gear. And as you can see, that's gained me some bullets. And the second one here is also gained me some fuel. Plus, it's gained me this token. So this is the steering wheel token that comes out. This comes into a lot of use later against hordes. We get this token. We keep hold of that. And I'll keep that here. And then I get 3 bullets. This is for your, if you look at the card here, so I get this lovely gun. I take this sniper rifle trophy, very useful. Now see, I get three guns here. Anything that's on the side here is what you get. So I get 1, 2, 3. I'll take this happily, thank you. And then on the other one, I've already taken my steering wheel, which is there. I will take then 3 of the gas. 1, 2, 3, brilliant. 4, there's 4, apologies. And another one. So, what did we think of Hitsy Road and the solo player? Firstly, we love the solo mode, don't we, Quacks? Okay, he doesn't love the solo mode, but I do. Quacko, you go first. Okay, I really like it. I think it involves lots of human eating, which is always good. But also, I think it plays well. It's one of those games that kind of has those moments where you don't know what's going to happen, and you get caught out a lot, which is fun. But there are problems. There is a lot of repetition, and to be fair, and I'd have to agree with Quacko, it's a game that is very much about occasional plays. You can probably play it 5 or 6 times and you'll get different experiences. But after that, it'll start being quite repetitive. Also, I think exactly like you said, yes, I'm agreeing with you here. I like the fact that the game can be very much about shuffle and then roll and then shuffle and then roll. So it becomes just literally like a resolve, roll, which, if you like that sort of stuff and you want a casual game for a couple of hours or maybe, sorry, 45 minutes, let's say, then it works. But that, yeah, it's not going to sort of set the world on fire. Hello and welcome to Game Club. Join us as we play a group game of Hitsy Road. Now, you've already seen it in solo mode with me and Quacko, and you now will get a playthrough of how to play the game, and then finally you'll get to see it played with a group of people. That way you can understand how to play it, and if you play it, well, you can find out what you think. Plus, we're going to review it, so join us as we do all of that. So tonight's game is Hitsy Road. It's a zombie-esque travel, let's say, game where you play as a particular character, this little meatball here, and you have 4 survivors, that are these little meatballs there, trying to get from one side of America to the other via Route 66, that famous route. You have zombies, however, as it is a zombie apocalypse, it would be, well, not very good if they weren't in it, and they look something like this. They're hunting you down, and so you travel through America with the help of these wonderful cards. Now, I've just dealt these cards, so I'm just going to turn them over. The way it works in this game is you start with 4 gas, 4 endurance, and 4 bullet tokens, and what will happen is each player will barter to decide which one of these they wish to progress along. Now, you may wonder, why have they turned over these 2 cards, one of these and none of these? Well, basically, if you were to decide to choose this top one here, you will get 2 of these, any of these tokens. If you decide to do this one here, you don't have to spend any of your tokens, depending. And if you decide to do this one here, you have to spend 2 of your tokens. But in a multiplayer game, we basically can bid to decide which one we want to take. So for instance, Ed could say here, say hello Ed.
Hello.
Good man. I want to pay 1 of my token to do this one here, leveling out that you're going to get 2 tokens, so you'll gain 1, which is quite good. And what will happen is, we'll move Ed's token here, Ed is the blue, to here, saying 1, and basically then if no one else bids for it, Ed gets to take it. Each turn, players will take on these cards. And on the cards, as you can see here, is a little instruction. This is the required, or basically when you pass this card, what you get. So this, you'll get 1 endurance, and this is the victory points that you get. So at the end of the game, if and someone else is still alive, whoever's got the most victory points wins. But some of the cards, and I'll just turn over one here, which will no doubt have, no. Let's find one that does. Here we go. This is a zombie card, and as you can see on the zombie card here, it tells you how many zombies. This one has 3, for instance, and you'll have to fight those 3 zombies in order to get not only these tokens here, so that's 1 gas and 1 endurance, but also to continue along. If you do fight them, and say for instance you roll the dice here, you've got your first choice is to ranged attack, which means that you can attack them from distance, in which you have to spend 1 of your coins for 2 of these dice, and you roll and kill off obviously 1 of these 3, we'll say as an example here 3 zombies. However, if you fail to do that, you fail to roll that bullet, so in there, then it means you have to fight them hand to hand. And the problem with hand to hand is, it means that they can kill basically your survivors. And if they get that, they do kill your survivors. Or you can choose to give away 1 of your endurance, although normally you wouldn't. Now, basically the game ends if you end up with no survivors and you die as well, then that game's over. Everyone else plays until obviously they have theirs as well. The only other thing to note is something called your mob, or what's known as the rage tokens here. What happens is if you fight against more than 6 zombies and they have a red token on them, it means that you have to then take them on in a rage combat. What that means is basically you don't get a ranged target, you basically fight them hand to hand, and they get the upper hand by having these dice, which if they roll this, your guys are dead without any way of compensating for it. We'll play along, and as we play, other things will become clear, because some of the things is probably less easy to explain now. And this is Hitzy Road. Let's go for it. So gentlemen, tell me what you thought of Hitzy Road.
I thought it was a nice game. It's simple to figure out and play. I mean, it's very simplistic. I mean, there's not a lot to it, but I thought it was a lot of fun. It's quite a nice game of chance and luck. And
I agree with all of that. Yeah, it's. I really like the artwork. It's very immersive in all the art stuff, but also I just found it a little repetitive fighting zombies. It's kind of
I was gonna. So the 3 questions I ask you. So, did you feel the mechanics? How well did it play? Was it consistent? Was it repetitive? Did you feel there were any particular flaws with the game?
I didn't feel a necessary need for the betting system. I mean, it's okay. I think it probably works better later in the game, because you can bet to not do the most difficult.
Yeah.
But then if one of the paths is completely concealed and the other one's half concealed, I don't know, it kind of is a bit of a weird game.
It felt like a tacked-in way of getting people to play with each other. Because other than that, there's no mechanic that pits people directly against each other.
True,
so it's not very. It feels like separate people playing a single-player game.
Yeah.
They each following their own.
Did it feel that it was kind of, you end up being quite remote from each other in the sense of?
Yeah.
So while you're fighting 6 zombies, I can just sort of zone out, get on my phone.
Yeah, that's kind of, you just kind of, you're in your own little world, and you don't really necessarily engage with other people, and it's just a little bit, a bit isolated. I don't know if that's the intention of the game, because it's like a zombie apocalypse, but a bit more social interaction would have been nice somehow. But yeah.
And final question: would you say it's the sort of game that you would return to? Would you play it again? And if so, would the experience be improved, or do you think it would actually it would take away from the experience?
I can't see myself enjoying it more a second time around, knowing what I'm getting into.
Is that because of the repetitive nature of it, you felt?
A little, yeah. But part of the fun for me was sort of learning the rules as I'm going. I sort of enjoyed sort of experiencing it as it went, and if I know what's coming up, it's kind of.
You find it just basically, it loses any of that interest because of the fact that you're not learning anything new, you're just basically running along the same.
Yeah,
gotcha.